for about 40 minutes, or maybe 38 on the weekend. I felt really, really inspired by the Titans. And then I think Nathan Cleary's got a personal vendetta against me personally.
What he just finds.
2023 grand final, some sort of origin, probably somewhere, probably not, actually. Yeah.
Everyone's pretty critical about Nath's.
And then the Titans on the weekend.
Yeah.
But we talked plenty about Penrith on the weekend.
Yep.
What I wanted to talk about was the Titans in particular, because I might be falling for I might be getting honeypotted once again.
Deja vu.
But I think there was two players that really stood out to me on the weekend. It was Brimo back at fullback, getting involved as much as he did.
Yep.
And I think we're properly in the middle of the Jaden Campbell breakout that Titans fans have waited years to see. And I thought personally his game against Penrith was the best I've ever seen him play.
Yeah. It's... if it wasn't the best, it was one of.
Yeah.
He's so elusive. He fits that style of halfback. We spoke on the potty a couple of weeks ago. I had been listening to Mitch Pearce and Todd Carney talk about Tom Dearden in the wake of the Origin series and how Dearden's the kind of half that really lends himself to today's game. Like, you need to be able to threaten the line as a runner in order to be a really good playmaker, because otherwise the defence just slides. The perfect example is Jake Trbojevic isn't a run threat now like he was 5 or 10 years ago, so therefore he's also not as effective now as a ball player through the middle. Love Jakey. Don't know why I just gave him a shout out. A drive-by.
In halfback chat.
But you look at the type of playmakers that are having success this year. Look on the weekend. JC carved up. Adam Dewey carved up. Tommy Dearden's been doing a really good job. Jerome Hughes is one of the premier halves in the competition. Matty Burton's a really good running threat, as is Lachlan Galvin. Those types of players who can play shot for shot, challenge the line with a run. They're tipping guys across field in yardage, and then they're setting up shape to have a shot later in a set. It's a good look. And JC, if he is the one that they're shopping around, which is what I think we heard last week.
Yeah, I think he's playing himself into a big payday if the Titans don't want to keep him.
And he's going to have success wherever he goes, isn't he?
Well, I think he might get some better coaching and a better team around him as well, just quietly. But yeah, you're right. It's all about creating doubt in the defensive line, and I think he's been doing an incredible job of that.
We off the intercept that he took to the house.
Oh, dude.
We talked on the podcast 3 weeks ago. He went for it against the Tigers when they had the lead, and it gave Wests an extra set that they needed to score. The following week, he did it to the Warriors, and he caught the ball, the bee's dick, off the ground when the Wars were making a comeback, and pretty much stopped that comeback in its tracks. And then this week he takes a Cleary past.
He's
good to watch.
Big fan of him. Shout out JC, Helensvale's own. From my hood, from my area, if you will. It is Indigenous round this week. We're going to pick some Indigenous boys to score tries this week. I think we both landed on Jaden Campbell.
We found him in.
Hence the glazing.
Like JC up against my bunnies who, keep trying, don't they? But their edges in particular, once that middle collapses, you see what happens to edge defensive units that are isolated and under pressure. And, Reece Walsh had 10,000 try assists against us last week.
Down.
I think JC can do similar things. So, I like Jaden Campbell to score any time for the Titans. You had another... no, that's right.
I jokingly said AJ, but I don't think he'll get over. We're jumping all over the shop on this episode of the Offload. Friday night, it's Canberra Raiders v Manly Seagulls.
You had another Raider that
you've got a Raider.
Yep.
I've got a Raider. Yep. Let's talk about your Raider.
Xavier Savage, I like on the right edge for Canberra, getting at the spaces like Luke Brooks as a target and Tolu Kula defending together. Brooksy likes to stay really tight on the lead, and Kula gets isolated into some poor decisions there. So I think the Raiders will attack down that right edge. I like Xavier Savage for 1, and I'm going to back him for 2+ this week as well.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. And then the Indigenous fellow that I'm a big fan of in that game.
Yep.
Player of my own name.
Uncle
Jamal Fogarty.
Yep.
Keeping it in the family. We've got Helensvale. We got last name. This is just
back to your roots this
trip
week,
down memory lane for me. We're talking about gun halves. I think Jamal's been one of the best this year.
He has.
And I think there's a few spaces in that Manly line that he could probably get at, and I can see him getting a meaty very easily. Probably slightly better price than Savage.
Yeah, you'll be getting more juice for him. Maybe he'll be the one putting Savage over, so maybe he backs up on the inside, put Savage down the touchline in yardage or something like that. I like that. Where else are we going?
Where are we? Let's jump across to the Dragons Sharks game, and the Sharks were sensational in the wet against the Cows. Last week. I don't know if that was more about the Cows or more about the Sharks.
I don't mind either. I've been bagging the Cows and I've been high on the Sharks, so it was a happy result for me.
But a very, very proud Indigenous man that plays for the Sharks that I like to score a try this week is Nicho Hynes, and I think we both landed on that one together.
I was looking down that channel. I like Britton Nicho for a try, but obviously he's a proud Māori man. Jesse Ramian at right centre and Hynes at right 3-man on that Sharks right edge. Lycan King Tongia is the young 5'8" at the Dragons, doing some really good things with the ball. He's probably the most productive attacking creative player at the moment, but he's a spot defensively, as is whether it's Feeney or Corey Allen defending in the centres there. So, Sharkies right edge. Hynes anytime, Ramian anytime. I don't mind those guys to score this week.
We've got a couple more here. One last one for the men, and then we'll jump into some ladies.
Yeah, you saw this one, which I like.
Yeah, well...
Talk me through your analysis as to how Josh Adokar is going to score against the Cows.
Do you want my honest,
yes.
small brain reasoning?
He score.
Eels... small price. Cowboys, big price.
Yes.
Cowboys, bad.
So, yes.
Fox winger.
Very fast.
On better team. Fox scores try. That is exactly how I landed on Josh Adokar on Sunday evening. Back me up. Tell me why I'm the smartest footy brain in the room right now.
That makes so much sense to me, bro. No, that is good. The Cows right edge gets spotted because Jeremiah Nanai or John Bateman sit very passive in the line and you can get around them. So, I like it. Foxy, anytime. And then, jumping over into the NRLW.
A couple Broncos here that you like.
Yeah, there's going to be... I'll have a video up this week for Neds as well, trying to find some try scorers. But this is the game I've landed on. Broncos up against the Raiders, who are struggling to work out of their own end right now, which sees their opposition spend a lot of time attacking their line. It's going to be a take-your-pick game for Broncos fans here. But, Tamika Upton at fullback. She scored 3 last week. She's on fire. You'll get... almost no value, sorry punters, for her to score. And then Julia Robinson, I think she might even be back on the wing this week if Shanae Zolko returns. But whether it's left wing or right centre, Julia Robinson, one of the most reliable try scorers in the NRLW, and both those women proud Indigenous women. So, I like it.
It's very on brand for us this week.
Let's do it.
All right, well, talk to you.
See ya.
Done.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website